Too funny. If nothing else, we would have done a polka outside your jail cell.
That's right. The chicken dance.
That's funny, Jim. Thank you. For those who don't know what Jim Penn is talking about,
Did you get a chance? Did you get a chance to look at the two videos or any?
they're still sitting on my desk, but thank you. I will. I love Carly Simon, and I'm a big Tony Bennett fan. And who's he singing with on there?
Tony Bennett has also Katie Lang on.
Katie Lang, right. No, I'm looking forward to it. It's hard for me to do it during the week. Most of that kind of stuff is weekend fun for me. So, thank you, Jim.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you. So, for those who don't know, Jim Penna, right there, he just retired recently from the U.S. Post Office.
Yes.
And the story this morning was about a U.S. postal carrier. A rural letter carrier,
yes.
which I guess Jim would be considered.
Yes.
And he was from Florida.
Of course.
And he landed a gyrocopter on the lawn outside of the Capitol building, not the White House, the Capitol building. So. All right, so I have something else to do. It's kind of interesting that I have this set aside. I didn't know where I was going to use this, but I'm going to use this now because I'm going to save the pop culture thing for when Galen's on the phone.
Okay.
Because I think, see, a lot of these pop culture things are even over my head, so I thought it would be fun to have Galen on to talk about. So I have something else. This is kind of cool. Yesterday I spoke with... what's the guy's name who does the show on Saturdays?
Francois Cousinet.
Francois Cousinet.
Francois.
For those who
Cousinet.
listen on Saturdays, this is the gentleman who lives in Beverly Hills, over near Lecanto, just down the block a little bit, down in Citrus County, and he does a show on Saturday mornings with his son. It's a finance show. He gives you advice on investments, et cetera, and he always includes fun stuff. And he's got this very rich French accent. At the beginning of the show, the son always says good morning to his grandmother, and he says it in French, and it's very, very cool. So Joe Martone had asked me to call him to see if we could set up a time where we could talk to him on our show to kind of promote his show, which is, of course, something radio does a lot. You kind of team up with the other shows to promote to the other audiences. We all have our own audiences.
Exactly.
Okay, so... he was telling me that he won't be able to do it next week, so he's going to be on with us tomorrow morning. But next week, he's going to Italy.
That is pretty cool.
He's going to Italy. Now, for those of you who know what Robin and I are trying to do for the Literacy Council, I'm actually going to intertwine the two things. I had come up with an idea to try to promote us, and I came up with a top 10 list of reasons you should invite Robin and I to play music at your event. So I'm going to tell you the top 10, and then I want to show you something kind of I think is really cool about Italy. Okay?
Nice.
Okay. The top 10 reasons, I'll do this real quickly. The top 10 reasons to invite... Robin and I, by the way, call ourselves My Uncle's Friends.
Yes.
Just so you know. That's
do.
our name. I know we're Robin and the Giant, but that's children's music. My Uncle's Friends is what we do with the accordion and the mandolin.
Mandolin, yes.
The top 10 reasons to invite My Uncle's Friends to support the Marion County Literacy Council. Number 10. Because you've been taking yourself too seriously lately. It's time for a little fun.
Yeah.
The number 9 reason you should invite us to play at your event to support the Literacy Council is because old world music is hip. It traces back to the streets of Venice, Italy, the beer gardens of Germany, the cafes of Paris, and the French Quarter of New Orleans.
Of course.
Where Zydeco music comes from. Number 8 reason.
Zydeco.
Number 8 reason why you should have Robin and I show up for your event. Because when we play Bella Notte, that is an opportunity for you to recreate the spaghetti scene from Lady and the Tramp.
That's right.
That's where the two dogs are eating spaghetti and they kiss.
And they kiss, yeah.
Number 7 reason to hire us. It's hiring means you just pay a donation to the Literacy Council.
Yep.
Strolling. We stroll. We don't have a stage. We don't have big amplifiers.
No.
We stroll and we walk and we get in your face or we get nearby and we will stroll.
Make you uncomfortable.
Unless you don't want us to stroll, which we've had that too. We make you uncomfortable, yes. Number 5 reason to have Robin and I there for the to play music to oompa, yes. It's a great excuse because of the French music to wear berets and pencil-thin mustaches.
Yep.
It's a great excuse. Number 4 reason to hire us to help support the Literacy Council is because no song makes more people smile than the chicken dance.
That's right.
I wouldn't have known this except I witness it every single time. Number 3 reason to have us at your event is because we will mention you on this radio show.
Yes.
You have a show there, I promise you, we will say, guess where we're going to be tomorrow, and we'll name your name, and
That's right.
there you go. The number 2 reason why you should have Robin and I perform music for you at your event to support the Literacy Council is because you'll be helping adults learn how to read.
Exactly.
Now, you might think that should be number 1. Mm-hmm. But I do have something that is a way better reason. A way better reason to have us at your event.
Yes.
Because a lot of what we do is polkas. Mm-hmm. A lot of the polkas have this German feel to them.
Yes. Nice flair.
And the dress of choice for the women is something called a dirndl,
Yep.
spelled D-I-R-N-D-L.
Yes.
And the best cleavage in the world is dirndl cleavage.
Exactly.
Trust me on this one. The best cleavage is dirndl cleavage. I will post pictures if you need me to,
Yes.
but you can use your imagination.
Especially when she holds frothy mugs of beer and that big smile on her
All right,
face.
so now if you've ever been to Italy, and that's what I kind of was trying to get across, is that when we show up, we're going to try to give you a little taste of the countries I just named, and of course that includes America, because we've got New Orleans, we've got Amazing Grace in the lineup.
Yeah, we
we've
sure
got
do.
some old Susanna, I got some
Yep.
Stephen Foster songs. But anyway,
We're set.
but some of them are Italian, so I want to talk about this because Francois Cousinet is going to Italy. If you have been to Italy, you'll probably like this segment really a lot. But when we come back, I want to play for you some sounds from Italy that will give you, will make you want to say to your partner, your wife, or your husband, say, how much money do we have? Can we afford a trip to Italy? Because this will make you want to go to Italy. I
Yeah.
promise. These sounds that I have here, they're all recorded by a guy who made a trip to Italy.
Oh,
and he
my
went around and he
gosh.
recorded the sounds that I'm about to play for you. So we'll do that after the break. By the way, this segment with Galen Unold, although he's not on the phone, I need to, in his place, mention this, that when you donate blood, you save 3 lives. Simple as that. It takes about a half hour, and you're out of there. Go to the Bloodmobile. We'll find out where that is before we come back. Also, you need to know that this segment is sponsored by Penn Flooring.
Yep.
Quality customer service, beautiful flooring. Their showroom is where you should go to check it out. Their showroom is located at 1201 Southwest 17th Street over the McKay, just underneath or on the side of, at the end of the McKay-Williams Bridge. We'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. Times of clouds and sunshine for today. We'll have a heavy thunderstorm around from late morning on. Warm with highs of 85 to 87. Partly cloudy tonight, low 68 to 70. Variable clouds tomorrow with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm and highs of 85 to 88. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85 to 88 Saturday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Heather Zayer.
Is your credit headed in the wrong direction? If so, Florida Credit Union can help turn it around. If the signs are reading missing payments, maxing out cards, or borrowing from financing companies, it's time to steer your credit to safety. Pull into a Florida Credit Union today and let us help you map out a personalized credit management plan. Get a free credit report analysis and advice to help you consolidate wisely. A better plan can get you to a better place. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Enjoy a round of golf in one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org. The Ocala Rotary Silver Anniversary Golf Scramble is at the Ocala Golf Club Friday, May 1st. Registration and lunch at 11:30 with a shotgun start at 1:30. Prizes include a Toyota for hole-in-one, closest to the pin, longest drive, par 3 poker, raffle, and every player receives a complimentary round of golf. Funds raised will support the Discovery Center and Rotary Foundation. Only $85 per player. For more information, contact Kay at 732-7080.
All right, thank you, Tom. 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Tom Schmitz is here. He's working on the show. So that's how much pre-work. Doing radio shows like making Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
You put a lot of time into it, and it only takes a little time for it to actually be consumed.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tom is here right now. I don't know how many of you know this, that he works on the show that he does with Buddy in the afternoon. Like
Yeah,
a
in the
lot
mornings.
of pre-work, especially on Thursdays because of that special pigskin thing they do.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so we're going to go to Italy. Are you ready? So a guy by the name of Jim Dalrymple II, he went to Italy, and he brought his MP3 recorder.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever been there or ever wanted to go there, we're going to have a little fantasy moment here. Ready?
Okay.
First of all, I want to tell you about St. Mark's Square in Venice. Mm-hmm. I've never been there, but this is making me want to go too. Did you know Venice began as a swamp, similar to... It would make sense.
Disney World?
The water, similar to Disney World, yeah.
I did not know that.
As the Roman Empire destabilized, settlers began fleeing to a muddy lagoon at the north corner of the Italian peninsula in the 5th century. Mm-hmm. Over the centuries, the Venetians drove millions of wood pylons, columns made from trees, alder trees, through the mud and into the underlying limestone. Venice was built on top of those pylons.
My gosh, I did not know.
Those pylons are still submerged and still holding up the city today, and that's why you have all those that water. Water is the streets. The result is that nearly every surface in Venice is either stone, brick, plaster, or water. There's no grass, and aside from a few planter boxes for trees, virtually no dirt. Mm-hmm. And because all of the surfaces are hard and wet, sound in Venice has an entirely unique quality.
Wow.
Okay, which is an important part to understand why we're doing this. Particularly in the more remote parts of the city where crowds are non-existent, the ever-present echoes of church bells and footsteps waft through the air and dart through the old stone piazzas.
Oh, my gosh.
So here is the sound you will hear if you go there. This is the sound of the church bells near St. Mark's Square in Venice. There you go.
Wow.
Welcome to Venice. And you hear that ambiance, that resonance,
I do. I love this sound.
that like natural reverb.
Yes, I love the sound. I always love to hear it in the movies.
All right. Thank you. We'll turn that down. All right. Now the next part is described this way: on a cloudy but warm autumn day, Piazza dei Signori in Verona epitomized the conviviality of an Italian public space. Children ran and played, bicycles clattered by, and a trumpet player warmed up for a performance that will be in the square later that night.
Wow.
So this is the sound of the trumpeter warming up for a performance in Piazza dei Signori in Verona. Verona, by the way, is most famous as the setting of Romeo and Juliet, in case you didn't know.
Yes, I knew that.
The Shakespeare-related tourist sites in the city are made up. Juliet never lived in the house that now bears her name, but the city is ancient and charming anyway. And here is the sound of a trumpeter warming up in the city of Romeo and Juliet. That could be any city.
Yeah, sounds like jazz.
Yeah, right. Could be anywhere, any city. But what I like about what this is showing us, though, is that street music is such an important part of culture in many parts of the world.
Oh, it is.
And for some reason in this, I don't know. I mean, I used to see it in the subways of New York, but it was almost like impossible to hear because of all the trains.
Yeah, but now they have, when I was in New York last year, they have amplifiers and stuff right there. They have
Yeah, right.
electronic
That's true.
pianos. They're
That's
set
true.
now.
But like when we were busking for the Literacy Council, that was our campaign last year.
Right.
I mean, we were pretty much breaking the law.
Yes, we were. We could have got arrested.
We weren't really allowed to do that.
No.
I mean, they kind of overlooked it because it was us and because we were doing it for a good cause.
Yeah, we had.
But that was
sign.
Ocala, because Ocala got it. Our law enforcement, that's just those two.
Yeah.
But when
Just
we went
let
to
them- they're
St.
harmless.
Augustine, nobody knew who we were.
Yes.
We were very much discouraged from doing it. We were told if you do it, it's at your own risk.
That's right.
The police could decide to just shoo you away or handcuff you and bring you in.
That's right.
And I said, I don't want to take that chance. I mean, didn't St. Augustine look like the perfect place to be
It
doing
was the
some
perfect
some
place.
street music? But no, we
Yep.
were discouraged from doing that.
Exactly.
Well, if you were in Italy, you would have no problem because it's accepted. Here is the sound of some buskers. Mm-hmm. They're playing the song Cielito Lindo. Is that how you say it? Cielito Lindo? It's one of our songs, too. I never knew how to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Say it. I mean, say it.
Say it.
This is near a market in Padua. Padua in Italian is Padova, I think is how they say it.
Okay.
It's an ancient Roman city that today is most famous for two things: the Basilica of St. Anthony and the University of Padua. Mm-hmm. The university was founded in the year 1222 and hosted some of the most famous minds in history, including Copernicus and Galileo.
Wow.
Construction of the basilica began in 1232 and towers over a small square that technically belongs to the Vatican, not to Italy.
Oh, okay.
The history, it feels much like a college town does today. Mm-hmm. Walking around at night, the streets are filled with students eating pizza, drinking beer. During the day, students stage performances. They have art on display on the sidewalks, musicians playing on the sidewalks. Here is the sound recording that Jim Dalrymple got while he was over there. Just think, there's nothing here from 1222.
Yeah.
I mean, we go back to the 1700s. We think that's a long time ago. 1222.
I know. That is amazing.
All right, so this is what Robin and I did last year. We busked, and here is the sound of some buskers in the marketplace of Padua, Italy. There you go.
How cool.
Come
Oh,
on. How charming is that, huh?
yeah. Boy, thank you, Jim Dalrymple, for doing this.
There you go. So we're on a little fantasy trip to Italy. Okay, so now the next one, he got an audio clip taken on a late Saturday just before sunset. There was a group of adults. They had gathered outside of a synagogue. The children were running free in the square. This was Venice's Jewish ghetto. A city famous for its foreign crowds and its history. The scene was remarkable and beautiful for how ordinary it was in this place that seems so foreign to anybody who doesn't live there, obviously. Mm-hmm. Venice's ghetto district dates back to the 1500s when local rulers forced the Jewish population into a neighborhood on the city's northern side. At night, they locked the gates. Over time, the ghetto population grew, which produced the relatively tall and tightly packed buildings that still stand today.
Gosh.
So he got the sound of some children playing there. And while this could be any city, any place in the world, it's not. It's from the Jewish ghetto in Venice. Just some children playing, that's all. You know?
But I love those little voices. Oh,
There you go. I mean, that could be anywhere, right?
yes, it could be.
One of the beauties of radio, you can kind of create, little sound clips like that and create a fantasy moment. Mm-hmm. All right, here's another one. This is a violinist playing in the rain. Venice.
Wow.
He, in the actual photo that I can't show you, but he was holding an umbrella somehow while at the same time playing a violin. That, to me, that seems like it would take three hands, but he was doing it.
He's talented.
Venice was an economic superpower from the 1200s to the 1400s, but it eventually underwent a decline due to globalization, wars, plagues, and other struggles. Tourism is one of the major reasons it even exists today, because tourists spend their money there and therefore they survive. And some of the locals survive simply by bringing to the streets of Venice the culture that it is famous for, which is art and music. And here's we already gave you an example of some buskers, and you could hear an accordion and a singer in there. And here's a violinist doing the same thing. No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. No, this is him.
It's not time yet.
This is, I know. There you go. Again, I don't understand why it is so hard to. I don't understand why street musicians are kind of.
Not welcome.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I don't understand why. It's such a charming thing. I mean, nobody's harming anybody.
Exactly.
And it really does add and I guess if you're not asking for change, but pretty much that's what people do. Now, you and I never do unless we're doing it for a charity.
Yeah, we never ask for money.
All right, here's another one. This is hold on, the phone is ringing. Let me go to the phone. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
You see, when I was in Venice back in that was the late '80s, we took one of those gondola rides, down those water streets, and it's narrow in there. There's a lot of those boats all over the place, and these guys that drive these things with those paddles, everybody's singing arias from different operas. It's really all these voices, all these singing together all at one time. It's kind of neat. It's something you never experience anywhere else.
That's cool. That is
Wow.
cool. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, now the next one is trains. Now, you can hear trains in any city that has trains. You can hear trains in Ocala.
Yes.
We have trains. We don't have any passenger trains here, but we have trains. But travel in Italy, travel in Europe is done in large part by rail.
Yes.
Trains in Europe are commonly spoken about. You hear stories about the different famous trains. In Italy, the first rail line opened in 1839, a long time before the modern nation of Italy even became unified. And it has evolved ever since. This recording comes from Verona's Porta Nuova station, but includes many of the sounds that epitomize rail travel across Italy today. And I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but it's just a sample of it. And I guess it's just sounds of trains, but this particular station is in Verona, Italy. Go.
I love trains.
All right, now we only have
I love
enough time for the last one. It is my favorite one. You would think the busking one would be my favorite one, but the monks often will be chanting and or singing the Gregorian chants. They do it daily. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any do it here in Ocala. I don't know if we have any monks or anybody chanting in the big. We only have one church that would be considered maybe a cathedral. That'd be Queen of Peace, right?
Yes.
Well, here are the monks chanting. Again, if you can donate blood, go to Life South Community Blood Center, donate blood, and remember to thank Penn Flooring for sponsoring the segment that we normally do with Galen Unol. They don't know why he didn't call it. He might be in Atlanta
today.
All right, we'll be right back. Here is the monks taking us out.
Fox News Radio, I'm Joe Chiro. He says he was trying to draw attention to campaign finance corruption. Doug Hughes landing a gyrocopter onto the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol yesterday.
Change the government to build a wall of separation between the government and big money so that government will represent the people.
The stunt now raising security concerns. Hughes was arrested and could face penalties for violating restricted airspace. Authorities with a plan for what's next in the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370.
In the event that we cannot find the aircraft, the commitment has then been made to extend the search over a further 60,000 square kilometres.
Australian Deputy Prime Minister Warren Truss. The airliner went missing last year with 239 people on board. And Russian President Vladimir Putin says he's allowed the delivery of an air defense missile system to Iran because progress has been made in nuclear talks. Fox News, we report, you decide.